Iraila mane yadh Sakayo. Ni neno kapono timo Sakayo kamato beto yukni matin. Jombalarianya winjo ko wacho ni gimbe gin gi pek. Kwa luongo ng'anyo to joinwa uru kamano.
Asante sana, amenena fupi vile nilikuwa nimesema. Nataka kuita director ya Azimio, National Director of Azimio. Dakika moja.
Asante sana mheshimiwa. Kaya unge Kiswahili miwacho mang'eny. English be unge miwacho ka. Familia wago ni mos, kendo watimo ni mos kabisa wan kaka jo Siaya. Hotel wago mheshimiwa Talmeli Wanyamul. Rambi mar gavana wa uluona Jim Mayanga, Jim Kenga thuolo ngogoke. Jim Jumbo Jet. Jim Sirikal Mati, Jim Strawberry, Jim Yogurt. Wacho nwa kel rambi ukao. Mheshimiwa Tandi bro wacho mudu. Ayie kod mjumbo ng'ondo were bedo go pesa ber. Emomiyo konyiewi. Wabunge mineno kama konyiew no problem mar 2 milion gin MGM atoma. Omiyo ng'ondo were kawuone liende Muga ka adeklia bang' nyawa ng'aya 2032 you are the next governor. Awacho kosoka wacho. Odonjo kosoko odonjo. Sami ko professor ngamalich kama imitime declaration. You understand meaning it is about you have your capacity and worthy to stay. Kineno ngamobi kocha. Majanga manako problem mar pesa. Financially networking not stable. You understand meaning yiko diori. Denogima mora nikao nyarwa. Nyalego. Emomi yuriti neno kibiro smart clear network. Ber kosoko ber. Uwinya kusuku uwinya. Jo yugis wago nuero kamano kaka jo Siaya. Unusama molo lando gija to nyaka landroba maru bila uriembo. Nasa chiela winjo kukela. Kendo nyaka unyier mondo mi Professor Muga mondorum gujawra mugi kad mor. Okwadwa liel maji okuyen kwa kisungu ngeng to dhuluo less. And in fact, katan mineno ni I can even do. Go professor nege network by 98.8 kilonewton per meter square. Odonjo kosoko odonjo. Umia Talmeli Wanyamul ungeri bawoda lego ungo ng'ondo were nyisuru jakom nuko wopti denda nguro jaguro joknind. Igati gachagwa yanyo wato yebiro to ngamo yanyo on behalf to dende okethre. Umia wach duru to Raila ko wacho the left. Right. Mandamano. Retreat. And yes.
Asante sana Uoloka. Nataka nichukue nafasi hii niite representative ya governor Madam Gladys Nyasuna Wanga, Mama Matiyo, the first governor eneo hii ya Western Kenya. Asante. Dakika moja.
To the bereaved family, the church, the area MP, all protocols observed. Jokuyu mubiro konya wako Professor Musuni Misauru kendo Jasembo untie nakufua na kanya saubi ungema erukamana enya. My name is Dani Shonyango. I'm here to present the condolences of Her Excellency Gladys Wanga. She was supposed to be here, but due to some engagements, she couldn't make it. Jadiborwa kukuyo makende mar Her Excellency Governor. Eru kamano. Mjumbe, before you came, the CS was here. CS Education. He confirmed to us he is an alumni of Agorosare. Ome Agorosare High School, 10 million. Agorosare Primary ka, boacho no 2 million. One bende kaka serikal, motelege Her Excellency Gladys Wanga, maendeleo mitimo eneo ni nenore. Oyugis kama koro wantiere ni, due manyo kaloni. Your Excellency, your outpatient services, what manien makedi oyugis hospital ka tinere dogno yao. Marario awards a beach mantiere Kasepulka barabara gero reko so gerre elo able leadership mar High Excellency Gladys Wanga kokamano jumbe erokamano familia Nyasao Bilkodu Union. Today you are sending off a great man, a unionist, an educationist, a freedom fighter. May your soul rest in peace. Thank you so much.
Jothuru wa message moro donjo ka kuom Nyawang'aya wiyo wil. Adwa timo mistake maduong' pok nadwaro adwango. Nyaka gonu erokamano kuom ne yiero Nyawang'aya. Ung'en ng'ama nochung' kode jakara ne baba nene. Baba no nene. Kanyo piny orudo dhi miel mana kaka miluongo no Wilderness. Nyawang'aya nowuothi dende beyond repair. Kendo 2027 koro nyaka Wang'aya dwe dunye nyaka iboye. Olal koso kolal. Ichien koso kichien. Tuo koso tuo. Samuro mugjilago kagi register u. Awinyo ni giwuotho kagi register anyo wase declare. Neki register e odano. Ba yudo kipande ni sami biro omo basa riko ngondo were. Mo reflect no order. I clear you.
Basi asanteni sana. Sasa tumefika climax. Kama nyinyi uliojua iko matatizo Kenya na ndi amani iwe kwa Jamhuri ya Kenya, negotiation iwe, tunaomba Zakayo akae kando, ndio ile level playing ground ya negotiation iwe sawa sawa. Hakuna negotiation itaweza kuwa na Zakayo aitwae Ruto ako kwa ofisi. Juzi alinena akisema anataka kutatua shida ile iko Southern Sudan. Utatuatae aje shida ako Southern Sudan na we ako kwako msara ijaingia kwa walimu. Hapa unga bei kali. Hapa hata school fees hakuna. Kwa hivyo Zakayo naomba akae kando, ashuke ndio Kenya iendelee. Mimi ni ya Katoliki. Lakini jana nilistuka sana. Mabishop wa Katoliki vile walichukua side. Na je, wakati kura ilikuwa imeibiwa walikuwa wapi? Wakati watu yetu walikuwa mauawa walikuwa wapi? Kwa hivyo tunataka watu wa kanisa waiwe neutral kwa mambo sote. Jothuru untie. Jokanya muntie. Kimose konyo jaluo. Ni wariware kamora chiel. Omiyo jokanyanam odweno tadi. Jokanyanam odweno tadi. Wan wadwaro ya Ruto ya edakni make kata Raila kata masekens achiel dine wamiyo Jesus what belongs to Jesus and to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Omiyo sani kata wajumbe mag ODA kendo jolwet baba wachungi mara katot wayeto to lasima Ruto bende anokanya luonge ni rais neke siku mpigia kura rais yangu ile nilimpigia kura ni Raila Amolo na tena hapa piny Mumbo ni ngome ya ODA kendo nuona Nesna ere jomoyie ni Ruto bed kando jomumba mor kodu neke kanyocha waluongo ng'anyo wanyocho kwa keth mwandoa to kendo joloka kuma jagoro ma jopuonja ae atandi bende ae awinyo ni jado to kama loygo anan jado mona dek to jikonta di neke nitie chuo moko mangoro dala moro ger kucho moro ger kucho jomoko be mangoro ni e dala chiel ni ochiel tanto jikone nadi kendo enadi omiyo arwaku te welo mobire e piny Mumbo to kendo gimanyiso u Raila omako Ruto gi kamaraj amesika ye kwa semunyeti omiyo un gimunyalo timo kaw mana nyundo. Samu winjo kwa luongo demonstration, uoguru wako te. Dong joloka romo gi wach. Mogik. Kia Siaya. Mora wili luongo no walo. Pok michele asembo. Kiki chaki ng'ad nam ni biro pogo michele piny Mumboka. Wan gi chiemo. Kana wachonu. Nikidero na ndhoga. Donge momiyo nwatame certificate nekech nen kocha. Siasa ni ubiro marach banade. Isapot Ruto kaka moro modake odowadgi Thurwaka. Kata oti onge go to ni anyo Raila. Ifuo kaminu nade Raila ok mbas minu. Raila ok mbas minu. Gima Raila se neno kata kwaru ne poko neno. Omiyo Raila ki tugo go. Tuamaki gi kamarach. Gimwadhi timo ni wane mwang'eyo. To bende ka. Gimoro ni uda onge. It is only bad luck. I'm speaking after the CS had gone. I could have dosed him properly. Kwa sababu hiyo siasa ndio nakula. Navaa kwa sababu ya siasa. Nakuja kwa funeral kwa sababu ya siasa. Omiyo ka gimoro ni uda okadwa timo nade. Wach mondo wero wacho dongen chikika. Omiyo ka en odi kendo Jasembo Jo Union Jo Dolo Jo Media. Asanteni sana, nyinyi ubarikiwe. Nataka kuchukua nafasi hii kuita ora Atandi Meli. Atandi nataka upandishe juu kidogo mpaka Zakayo asikie ashuke. Asanteni sana.
Erokamano ahinya. Jothurwa uimre uru. Joma winja omosa moya kamae. I will speak in English and then I will talk in Luo later. First of all, to the family of my teacher, the great Muga Kolale, led by Mary and Winnie and the children, my colleagues, members of parliament, Charles Ongondowere and Tom Odege, the leadership of the trade union movement that is represented here, WASU leadership, lecturers from public universities and private universities, alumni of Egerton University, Mankai. I am here not in my capacity as a member of parliament, but I'm here to mourn my friend and my teacher. I've known Muga Kolale for many years. I met Muga Kolale in 1999 when I joined Egerton University, admitted to study Bachelor of Arts. When I was admitted to study Bachelor of Arts, the late Atandi Aniako, who was my dad, was not happy. Atandi was told that when your son goes to the university, they should go and study sciences. They should not study arts. So when I joined Egerton University to study Bachelor of Arts, most of my friends told me that when I arrived at the university, I should change that course and be admitted to a course leading to an award of a degree in science. So when I got to the university, I met Dr. Muga Kolale, and I had a consultation with him, and he told me, no, the course you are admitted to do is the best. Just go on and do it. And luckily, one of the courses I chose within the Faculty of Arts was philosophy. And philosophy is one of the subjects that Muga Kolale was teaching. So I want to say that Muga Kolale was one of the best teachers that I ever met in my life. And even the success that I have achieved this far is partly because of the lessons that I learned from the late Muga Kolale. Muga Kolale taught us a subject known as philosophy. And in philosophy, Muga Kolale taught us a subject known as the philosophy of doubt. I wanted to tell you something about philosophy of doubt, because the way Dr. Kolale brought out that course is something that I live to remember to date. And one of the striking examples Muga Kolale gave us when he was teaching us the philosophy of doubt was that you should doubt yourself. He told us you should even be doubting whether you exist. You should be asking yourself, that man who says is my father, is he really my father? Is he my mother? Is she my mother? Now, the philosophy of doubt has been very relevant in my life. And even as a politician, I've been doubting everything. When you ask me something in politics, I doubt whether it is true. When you make a promise, I always want to doubt that promise. So, apart from the inspirational thoughts that Dr. Kolale gave us in the university, Dr. Kolale is one silent lecturer who worked with us, because remember when we joined the university, it was that time when KANU was in power. And most of us wanted to find ways of removing KANU from power in 1999. And Muga Kolale was one of those groundsmen who consulted with us at night and gave us strategies of how to do politics in the university. I think if I did not meet Muga Kolale when I joined the university, I would not been a politician. One of the things I remember Muga Kolale for, which I will never forget, was that we wanted to change university policies. And this is something I want to say because the lecturers are here. Moi government introduced a policy where if you failed one unit, you are forced to repeat a whole academic year. And this is one of the policies that was targeting at eliminating university students from the Luo community. Because you remember, university student politics was being played by the students from the Luo community. It is the students from the Luo community who are brave enough to challenge the status quo in the university. And Muga Kolale had told us that one of the things we must fight for when we join university was academic freedom. And academic freedom meant that we had to challenge the existing neo-colonial and dictatorship that existed in the universities. So Muga Kolale, after Kibaki became the president, we organized a strategy with Muga Kolale to remove the retake rule in Egerton University. And because Professor Maritim and Professor Maritim was the VC was adamant, I and Muga Kolale left Egerton University to go to Nairobi. And we went to look for Professor Saitoti, we didn't find him. We went to look for the then Assistant Minister for Education, Dr. Kilemi Muiria. And I and Muga Kolale, we arranged with Dr. Kilemi Muiria to come to the university without the knowledge of the Vice Chancellor. And when Kilemi Muiria arrived in the university, I received him and I took him to the VC's office. And we said we wanted to call the Senate meeting, a Senate public meeting in which the retake rule was removed in Akamkunji. These were some of the examples of a man. I wanted to share with you examples of the life of this man that we are going to lay today. A man who was forthright, a man who was bold, a man who was courageous, a man who left a lot of marks in the lives of many of us. And when I came in, I saw a lot of alumni of Egerton University. Egerton University alumni of Egerton University who are here, wherever you are, there were many, I think most of them have left. So I want to say to the community and to the family that we are indeed laying a man that has brought a lot of developments in our life. And before I forget, we had developed a program among university student leaders. We wanted to introduce Baba Raila Amolo Odinga to public universities in Kenya. And again, we had thought of inviting Baba to come and make a public lecture at Egerton University. But we did not know how to go about it. So we sat down with Muga Kolale, and that time Baba was the Minister for Energy in the KANU government, the new KANU. Again, we arranged to invite Baba to come to Egerton University to do a public lecture. These were grand ideas which we conceived with Dr. Muga Kolale. And you remember that in 1982, Muga Kolale was one of the few Kenyans brave enough to try to remove KANU from power through the coup d'etat. In that movement, Muga Kolale and Baba Raila Odinga worked together. Yesterday, I was in Muranga with Baba when we had a meeting in Muranga, and I told Baba that I was coming to this funeral today, and Baba told me specifically to come here and pass his condolences to the family of Muga Kolale. Ukao koso kukao. Donga wacho kisungu morom. Koranya lo wacho dhuluo. Jo mumbo untie. Jokanyana muntie. Wan loka wakucha siaya alego songa kumatele. Kucha wano kwa wachie wach mari UDA. Nyocha wawangu fisgi manegi gibuko siaya kucha. Tone wawangu fisgi ni kechi. Okwanyali yie ni party magoyo Raila gi lisase mtoka Raila gi lisase ya ofise siaya wa. Okwanyali yie. Okwanya yomi wano kwa wach wachi UDA kocha. Wawinjo ni jo UDA ko ging'eny koru koni. Koro jo mumbo konyo uru mondo UDA kik bedie. But as I summarize, there's something I want to say. We have listened to the trade union leaders, and it is true. The country is facing unprecedented levels. We have never seen the situation we are facing in the country right now. Since independence, we have never been in a situation where a government cannot pay staff salaries. Civil servants are working and they are not being paid. I've just been consulting with Mr. Oyu, the Secretary General of NAT, Mr. Oyu. He has told me that teachers are being paid after 1 month. I also know that there are some universities where lecturers are being paid half salary or a quarter salary. My friends, I sit in budget committee in parliament. I look at the books of most of these universities and government institutions. I know that universities have been mismanaged. Vice chancellors of universities have been continuously mismanaging universities. And this is the reason why almost all universities are collapsing, apart from Maseno, which I hear is doing very well. The universities are collapsing because of poor management. I want to call on leaders of trade union movements in universities. Please don't sleep. Even though Mr. Kolalia is asleep, please don't sleep. Fight for the welfare and the status of their institutions. Because the universities are being run down by vice chancellors. They are being run down by vice chancellors. And the teachers and the lecturers are watching. Mr. Kolale told us that it was our duty to liberate public universities. Let us not sleep. Secondly, you know that members of parliament also their salary was delayed. County governments across the country, we are in the month of April, they have not received their allocations for January. This country is not where we expected this country to be. When President Uhuru Kenyatta left power, we never had some of these examples that we are being shown. Remember Uhuru had this subsidy of maize where he was subsidizing the prices of unga. Uhuru also had subsidy on fuel. These resources, Ruto, we don't know where Ruto is taking them. And in fact, they are collecting more taxes than the taxes that Uhuru Kenyatta collected. So what we are saying in simple terms that we have a government that is corrupt, that is eating all our hard work and resources. And that is why we said yesterday in Muranga that we do not trust Ruto. Even when he tells us that he wants us to engage in bipartisan conversations, we do not trust him. We also don't trust members of parliament because members of parliament have become cheap. Yesterday I said in Muranga that I'm ashamed to be a member of parliament because we cannot be members of parliament who are being bought with 100,000 shillings. So that is the reason why we are saying the bipartisan consultations must happen outside the ambit of parliament. And we want every stakeholder that is relevant in the administration of this country to be involved in the bipartisan consultations. Because we don't trust members of parliament. What about Kagidi Kaja to Kenya Chulgi to Kidogo no report Marach? That is why we are saying Ruto is dishonest. He is dishonest and is playing with us. And we want to warn you, Ruto, that you have not seen the bad side of us. This country is ours. We can see that you are trying to tribalize the civil service. You are employing only your tribesmen in civil service. We are not going to watch you destroy this country, which was built by our forefathers. We are going to fight you. We are not tired. And we want to warn Ruto that we are going to fight you. And we don't fear you. We don't fear you. You are a man with two balls like us. We don't even know whether your balls are strong. We don't fear you. We are going to fight you. Lastly, let me say that the only way to help Kenyans get out of this economic mess is for us to engage in public uprising. Jomoko paro ni wan kwa luongo maandamano to wan onge gima watimo wakia gima watimo. Ni joluo ni wan onge gima wang'eyo, ni wan ok wan lazy, ni wan ok watimo matek. Adwa wacho niya, piny luo kae e piny ma chiemo mimiyo ji mar relief food pok ochamie. Sani relief food ichamo nyaka Gatundu North, ichame nyaka Kiambu. To piny luo kae ng'ama iluongo no walo okelo chiemb relief food kae to wan ok wang'isi ni okelnwa chiemo. Nikech joluo tiyo matek. Sani awuok Alego, kalo Alego kawuok Bondo kabiro nyaka kae. Joluo tiyo i puothegi. Puodho ka puodho ji nie puodho ji tiyo. Joluo tiyo matek. Omiyo ng'ato kik hanywa ni wan joluo no kwati matek. To mano ok monwa wuok oko mondo wakwer gik matimore maricho piny ka, nikech liberation mar piny ni en tij joluo en liberation mar piny. Be mosechopo piny ni kumochope. Nyaka ne wawuok Sudan ka wabiro kae wasebedo ka watiyo matek kendo wagore ni piny. Omiyo ok wabi we gorok ni piny. To ng'ama ok omi Raila Amolo Odinga duol. Ong'ondi wache, ng'ama ok omi Raila Amolo Odinga luor. To koro an sani nyasi chako dhi jim, abro gora kian. Ok abi luoro ng'ato. Wawinjore koso ok wawinjore. Ong'ondo were kapo nitie ng'ama yanyo Raila e gweng'u ka. To aparo ni kara ok ujoma beyo. Wan Alego onge ng'ama yanyo Raila. Be onge kata joma nyocho dhi UDA ka. Kata kirango face ma jomo beti picha kanyo to onge jalego man kanyo. Nikech wan jomo riere tir. Kendo wan emo nyuolo Raila Amolo Odinga. Omiyo wach ma yanyo Raila koro nyaka rum. Wadwa ni mondo wabed community maber. Raila osetiyonwa kendo koro chopo sama koro odwa uchopi sama koro chal kagima giko mare dhi bet. Ok wadwa min mondo Raila ng'ato cha Raila thurwa kae. Jomumbo uyie. Jomage moyie ni Raila kik cha. Usiro. Eruru kamana ahinya. Poleni sana the family of my friend Dr. Muga Kolale. May the soul of my teacher, my friend, rest in eternal peace. Erokamana ahinya.
Erokamana atendi mele na paro chieng' mane go doyo wede karija ji madieri. To kidok Siaya imos na MP Mabondo Dr. Chanda. Imos na MP Magem Elisa Kuba. Imos na CS Owalo. Ichaki imos na Alego mane police manonego jowino. Uhinja gumbo bende yakono. Asanteni sana, nataka kuchukua nafasi hii kuita my colleague Tom Odege. Odege ni emane ogolo jechiem ndony miluongo na nyanga cha monyuomo nyaromodho. Omiyo Odege ni en wuoyi mathuon ahinya. Imiya nyanga ok nindi oleka to gomna uwi. Omiyo rwake piny mumboka ternago malo madwa lwese maratandi matin.
You'll allow me to stand on existing protocol. I've seen the church is not comfortable with time, so I don't want to injure anyone. I want to be very, very brief so that we don't injure the church. Otherwise, allow me to appreciate the role the church has played in this burial, and you'll also allow me to pass my condolence both from my constituency and from the union I lead to the family of Muga Kolale. We've known each other with Muga for quite some time. When we talk about TUC Kenya, we started it with Muga Kolale alongside Dr. Kubasu, Professor Kubasu, and others. So Muga is well known to me. People have said all things about Muga. I don't want to dwell much on it because of time. I'll be very brief, as I said, so that we leave this place in time. Luckily, I know this is a rainy area, but God has done a miracle. It has been good for us up to this juncture. I have only 3 issues to talk about here. Number 1, I want to ask my brother Wesonga, I don't know where he is, or the UASU leadership.
There were issues related to Muga Kolale's children. I want to request them, when we go back at the board of TUC, let us meet and agree how we can assist those who are still in school so that Muga can be happy with us wherever he is. Muga was a good friend of ours. We should not leave when the family is suffering. So, Wesonga, wherever you are, please bring this one to our board so that we do something to the family. My other area which I wanted to raise when the CS was here, we don't have any reason to delay payment of salaries to workers. We don't have any reason. When you look at the revenue collection in this country, the way Uhuru left, we have not realized any decrease in revenue collection in this country. The government of William Ruto does not have reason at all to delay payment of workers in this country. What I know as a member of parliament in this country, the problem with this government, Ruto and his team managed to be in the leadership of this country and they were not prepared to lead this country. So allocation of resources is a big challenge to the administration of Ruto. That's why we are suffering in this country. These people are on looting spree. And if we don't stop them, I can tell you this country is going to stall. When you look at what's happening currently, the revenue we are collecting in this country is portioned in areas which are easy to eat. That's why the workers cannot get their pay. But as a trade unionist, I want to pass this message very clear to the government. Come July, if there is no plan to improve allowances and salaries of workers in this country, let them prepare for mega strikes. We are not going to work in this country as maids. We are paid the way they think. We must demand for our pay and money be allocated commensurate to the work we are doing in this country. Now you talk about university professors. Today we are burying a professor and his friend is testifying here that he died empty. Why? Because of poor payment and poor pension and poor medical scheme in retirement. We want people who have sacrificed their lives in this country and work for people of Kenya. When you retire with dignity. You go home in a place where you can afford your own medication. Most retirees are suffering in this country because when you retire, it's like you are abandoned. During the time you are working, they milked you. When you leave the service, these people should ensure that when you retire, you get a medical scheme which can keep you in that retirement. But if that one is not there, then come July, we as leaders of workers in this country, we must unite and say one thing. The retirees of this country must be respected. And the only respect we can give people who have retired is good medical cover and pension which can make somebody to live. Not that when you retire, you are neglected. That one should be a thing of the past. When I come to politics, first let me appreciate my brother Ongondowere. Ongondowere is my brother. And we have come a long way with Ongondowere. And I want to appreciate Bishop of Kasipul for having allowed Ongondowere to be your MP for the second time. Ongondo is not a person you can buy with money. I hope you're getting me. Ongondo is not a person you can buy with money. These are people, if you're going with him to war, you know very well you have a soldier behind you. We have a number of MPs, when you go to war and you think you are 5, you realize when you reach there you're alone. But with Ongondowere and my brother Tandi here, we have walked this journey and I want to promise here, we are not going to end it here. We'll have to do whatever Raila wants. We'll defend Raila day and night because we know what Raila is looking for. Raila Odinga is not a poor man. Raila is not looking for something to eat. Raila is simply fighting for us. Raila does not have a child in primary school. You and me, we have. Raila is fighting for that child of yours, while you are saying Raila is wasting our time. Let us unite and fight for the future of our children. That future of our children is not in the hands of this government. That's why Machogu would have not waited for us here to talk, because he was not ready to answer whatever we are going to ask him. I could read his body language. He was running away. There was no hurry Machogu had, because tomorrow is Saturday. He's assigned the Adventist. Today we were waiting for the church Sabbath tomorrow. So Machogu was simply running away from us. But still, I want to still pass this message because the press is here. Those who are close to Machogu and William Ruto there, the time to beg for our rights is over. We are going to demand for our rights. I can see Machogu was counting some development issues here. We don't need a president in Uriri to come and announce launching of Barabara, which was budgeted by Uhuru Kenyatta. We want development which flows freely without politics because we are paying tax. If you are a worker here, can you tell me from August last year, any day you have not paid payee? Is there any month you missed to pay payee? Which means you are paying tax every month. And when you pay that tax, you are entitled to get service commensurate to your tax. So we are not going to beg. If they think we'll kneel down for Ruto to come and announce Barabara here, we will not. Tell him we are not going to kneel down before Ruto for development. We will demand our development rights to come. If not, we'll declare Nyanza as a country. We are tired of begging. We are ready. We can lead ourselves. We have brains. We are not going to beg anyone. If they are not ready to give us our right, we are ready to declare our nation. And we'll rule ourselves and develop ourselves. Nyanza is bigger than Rwanda. Nyanza is bigger than Burundi. Let nobody bog us in this government. We are not ready. We are ready, even me seated here can be the president of Nyanza and lead it. In fact, just a matter of time. If we go up to August without any change, I'll declare myself president here. We are not going to beg anyone. Katieko, Yomumbu untie, unaena maber, aboku wangare do kuruero kamano. Kanyochu walungu maandamano mane niwe yubiska. Namba D, ekeje mangima. Onge jo moseliembo landrama mar police mana urkendu. Omiyo ngondo were kanyo adwago niyo kumba matin. Omiyo kawa doke ginu Thursday. Kik ng'ato dong' e ot wang' no riembo landrama di. Ang'wen, adi. Kao sipidi yusi ya sirikal wakwagi ni kik you keth tiagas waseng'iyo go. Wadagi ol wasetimore nade? Wang'iyo go. Koro gobo maru timo cha. Numiyo ng'ondo miele wiya. Ong'ondo miele wiya. Kik udwa kuyo ng'ondo chien. Ting'uru ng'ondo kanye. Ting'euru kanye. Kao kamano jodala wa mar Nyasaye gwedhu. Wabwaro muru kendo to kapo kawuka. Yeuru chuny Muga kolale ornind kapo timore nade. Ero kamano.
Ero kamano. Jakonyango. Kendo sama an kanyono. Leader mara Mopio Wandai. Bendo kelo mos edala waka uruwako. Asanteni sana na nyinyi ubarikiwe.
Asante sana familia na umati wote ambao mmekuwa hapa. Naamini mmevumilia kufika huko. Kwa hivyo tumefika mwisho wa mkutano na kanisa imefanya kuwapa tu wakati mzuri mkafanya siasa, lakini kama kanisa tunasema we are non-partisan. Kanisa we are non-partisan kwa chama chochote kile, kwa ajili Mungu ni wa wote. Mungu ni wa vyama vyote na yeye ndiye aliyetunga sheria na sheria zote sifuatwe. Asante sana, Bwana awabariki sana wanasiasa wa pande zote zile na familia. Tumefika mwisho wa mkutano huu. Tunahitaji tusimame tuombe. Wale wataenda pale kwa mji
familia kwa
okay. Kwa hivyo tuketi kidogo, ni kama wale jamii familia tulikuja kuomboleza hawajaongea. Tafadhali tuwape muda tu hivi kidogo tu, patie mama waongee machache kabisa, kwa ajili mvua imekuja na tutahitaji kunyeshewa. Wale wataenda pale katika graveside. Kwa hivyo nilitaka niombe tumalize, wacha waongee alafu niombe. Familia, mama Mary Bianeuru chache tu na kuja muongee wawili watatu. Mama akiongea kaongea kwa wote, tupate kijana mkubwa aongee, yule dota mkubwa aongee, alafu fadhali tufanye hivyo kwa ajili pale imebaki ndio ya muhimu tena. Tukiwacha mwili juu hatutasema tulikuja tukashika. Asante. Kwa hivyo mama Winnie Muga ataongea kwa ajili ya mama mwenzake Mary na Grace naye ataongea kwa ajili ya wengine.
One daughter, one son, and the spouses will have to speak both sides. Thank you. So I have here the daughter, the eldest daughter of Mr. Kolai to say tribute.
Good afternoon. All protocols observed. First of all, allow me to thank you for coming to mourn with us. Every story has a beginning, and to every story there's an end. Dad's story has ended, but it is not the end, because he has offspring who are continuing with his legacy. We want to thank God for the time that he gave us to be with Dad. It is hard for us as his daughters, but we will soldier on, because in us he put the spirit of a soldier. He put in the spirit of a warrior. He taught us to stand for what we believe in. He taught us to go for what we want. And the best thing that Dad has left us is brains that work. That is the greatest wealth that Dad has left us. Thank you, Dad, for being Daddy. Thank you for being the man you were to us. Would Grace Nyamuga, erokamano. Erokamano kumbe tuwun nyithindo apar kachakre koda baba. Erokamano kuom tayowa. Niwachoga ni nyithindi te bobet gi degree. Kendo nisungoga ni adhiambo emochako. Kadhiambo miyo nyithinda te apar nigi degree. Niwachoga ni ok ni kwelo mondi pognwa. Degree no, somo no, mwandu maniwacho ni weyo no. To baba, asingora kawuono, nyithindi modo nyaka yud degree mani gombo ni wate wayudi. Asingora nyim ji duto kawuono, nikech mano ne dwaroni. And we will always stand for the good you put in us. The generosity, the love, the kindness, and the great memories. We don't want to stand by the bad. We will stand by the good. Ago nyi wod kokelo. Ago nyi ja kokelo. Nin gi kwe wora. Uriti baba. Nin gi kwe. Musna ulale. Musna Grace Nyamuga. Ne watemo baba. Ne watemo ni changi. Toni nyisa ni ul. Nang'eyo ni ntie weche mang'eny manidwa wacho. Tok ne wacho. lakini baba wagoni nindgi kwe MK nindgi kwe son of man uriti baba na rest thee well papa, rest thee well.
Very well. So thank you very much, Adhiambo. I need one, sir.
Yes. Bado wewe umemaliza? Oh, umeshakutana?
I am Max Muga. I'm going to read the last few lines of my tribute to our dad, Muga Kolale. If they ever tell my story, let them say that I walked with giants. Men rise and fall like the winter wheat, but these names will never die. Let them say that I lived in the time of Hector, tamer of horses. Let them say that I lived in the time of Achilles, always and forever. For you are, we are. Rest easy, Dad.
Very good. Thank you very much, Karl Marx. Now, I'm going to the spouses. Before we go to eulogy, which will be read by, according to the program, Nelson Mandela, Mary.
Asanteni sana. Mimi naitwa Mary Muga. Okay, the professor, when I start talking about the life of professor, if I can remember, his ailing started in 2018 when he fell sick in Mombasa and was admitted at Aga Khan Hospital in Mombasa in 2018, yes, October 2018. Since then, up to the time he left us, he had never had good health. Professor was a wonderful husband, father, grandfather, father-in-law, and was a friend to many. He was loved by many. So when I come to professors, the late professors, final days, when he fell sick in Matata Hospital, I was in Bondo. I was called by his greatest friend, Otieno Wambogo, a great friend of ours. Thank you, Mr. Wambogo, for standing with us. It has been a long journey, and you never left us. Thank you. That was 21st March 2023. I was called by Wambogo and I came. The following day, I stayed in Bondo. The following day, 22nd, at exactly 11 a.m., I was at Matata Hospital. I went through to the wards. Mkubwa alikuwa na yeye. It was a big task, not easy, but we tried our best. As a family, with the help of friends, the union WASU, with the leadership of NSG, Wasonga, I thank you all. Without you, we couldn't have been here. We appreciate and we acknowledge your support to the family. When I went straight to the ward, Professor could not recognize me. I felt it. He was asked, do you know this? Akasema no. Akauliza, ujui Mary? Akauliza, Mary mgani? Oh, Mama Eva. Oh, ndio akarecall baadaye. Okay, yeah. He asked me about the children. He could talk now about the children, how they are doing. Nikamwambia they are all doing well. So we were at the wards, that is from 21st to 1st of April. We were coordinating, taking shifts, night shifts and day shifts. It was not easy, but we managed with the help of strength from God. Days passed by. As the days passed by, his health was deteriorating. Every day there was no improvement. It was deteriorating. It came at a point that he could not even talk. Was dumb. It was a very sad scene, seeing him dumb, trying to talk, and the sound was not coming out. Dr. Dede and Dr. Dawa came, and they consulted with the Matata doctors and advised them to be, so that he could be taken for CT scan, of which we did with Muga. We took him to Kisi, another hospital in Kisi. Rem hospital in Kisi. That was on Sunday. We came back. The following day, on Monday, Professor could not talk now. Could just turn his head, not talking at all. Tuesday, the same thing. Wednesday, the same thing, no improvement. Thursday, no improvement. So Friday, he started having breathing difficulties. Now, the doctor who was going around, okay, I was on day shift. He called me aside and told me, Mom, Mzee is not doing well. So he opted for a referral where we could get ICU. Matata did not have ICU. Now, we looked at the situation. Tukaambia daktari, okay, ICU, and with the state of his health, he cannot be driven up to Kisi because he was so weak, and that shaky ya gari could worsen his health. So the doctor said he should be put on oxygen. That was Friday 31st. So he was put on oxygen Friday at 11 a.m. to the following day. So when I resumed the night shift on Saturday, the day shift on Saturday, I found, okay, my Mkuba told me his eyes were now, he couldn't see, he couldn't open his eyes. And if he could open like this, ilikuwa imestand kabisa. That was on Saturday morning. So Mukubwa went to the house, so I was on duty of the day. So I was put on oxygen. So at around 2 p.m. he was on oxygen, and the oxygen was still low, and ako kwa oxygen. When the pressure was walipima pressure at around 4, the pressure was 62/32. That is very low. So things just happened in seconds. Actually, he died in my hands, seeing him struggling with life. Okay, before I let me take you back kidogo. That day of Saturday, the doctor called me aside and told me again, "Ma'am, Mzee is not making it." With a lot of sympathy in his eyes. That was around 10. Ndio sasa by 2 to 3 hapo. That Saturday. Pressure low, oxygen ingi vizuri. Now things were getting worse. What I noticed, and is still bothering me, giving me nightmares, is that I saw tears coming from his right eyes. Tears. I took an handkerchief and wiped the tears. Within no minute, oxygen inarudi chini. Professor was now leaving us. By 4:30 p.m., 1st of April, Professor struggled with his life, and that's how he left us. He once told me, when he was still okay, he told me, "Baby, when I die, just say one word in my funeral. This was my husband," and these are the words. "This was my husband. I loved him. Thank you, and God bless you all. Rest in peace till we meet again, Professor. We will never disappoint you. We'll never disappoint you. Thank you."
Very good, Mary. Yes, Winnie.
I want to thank God this wonderful evening, because God has given me the chance to witness what He told me I would. If I can remember the last days before he died, the last week when he would still talk, he told me that some of you will be surprised. I don't know what he meant, but indeed, umati wa watu nimeona kwa funeral service yake. I think that is what he was telling me. That some of you will be surprised, and I've seen it today. I knew my husband way back in 1978. I was in Form 4, already a mature girl, and I met him when he had come to Bondo as an intern, a second year intern, DO, and so our relationship started from there. It blossomed and ended up in marriage on 1st January 1981, when I had just done my A-levels. I think there must have been something he saw in me that he never wanted to let go. And so he came to my father. He was a fearless man. He had never come to our home, but he came to my father and told my father, I want your daughter's hand in marriage. And my father consented. And even when we were in that relationship, there's something that I learned about him, something great. This was a great educationist. He was a great man. He loved and cherished education. Why do I say that? Because as a student in A-level, he would buy me books for A-level. He bought me books that were very expensive. And I can remember even the titles of those books. I did maths, biology, and geography. And that is what took me to Kenyatta University as a teacher. And he bought me books for A-level maths, Turner 1 and Turner 2. Those books may not be there anywhere. Maybe they are in the archives of the libraries in some established schools like Cardinal. And I knew this was a man who had education at his heart. And that is exemplified in the education of his children. Muga has left behind 10 children and 2 mothers. 5 boys and 5 girls. And his wish, his prayer was that these children go through university. Indeed, most of them have gone through university. Of the 10, only 3 have not completed their degree courses. And I want to believe and trust God that because he has already touched people. I'm a retiree, a teacher, retiree, that these children will complete their degree courses and they will be somewhere. I want to thank God for all of them. I want to say thank you, God, that you gave me Samuel Muga Olale as my husband. And I want to thank God for the time that he gave me with this great man. And when we were young, we had just started living as husband and wife. He would call me madam. He never knew my name. And I would call him Sam. Those were our names in the family. And our names changed when we got our firstborn girl, Grace. And we lived for barely 2 years. And then the 1982 disorganization came into our lives. And we were separated. The man went to prison. He was to be there for 10 years. And I said, I got married to him. I'm not running away. And his mother would ask me several times, Nyasakwa, are you going to wait for someone? And I would say, yes, ma'am, I would. That time that she was asking me those questions, I had already given my life to Christ. And Christ was ruling in my life. And God made that sentence short. After 5 years, he came out of prison. And he found me with our firstborn girl, Grace. And we continued from there. So all the other 5 children were born after he left prison. And I want to thank God for them. They are beautiful children. They are children that God gave us. And they are a treasure in our lives. The Bible says children are a blessing from God. And I want to believe and trust they will continue to be blessings in our lives. Even when their father is not there right now, I know and I believe, I'm convicted, these children will continue to respect us as their mothers, and their lives will continue. And lastly, I didn't want to talk so much, but before I do something else, I was with him for 5 months when he was unwell. Took him to Kisii. I was with him for 2 weeks, not leaving his hospital bed. And I want to thank my children. They were with me. They supported me. And they would tell me, Mom, don't come back. Stay with Dad. Whatever you want, we shall bring you. And they did that. We came back after 2 weeks, and his condition never got better. I took him back to hospital. This time, not Kisii, but Matata. We were there for 4 days, and the doctors advised us, you can go back home. Let Mzee take his medicine, and let him eat. He will be well. In the same month, I took Mzee back to the hospital when he was not able. I called the Matata ambulance and we went back. We tried with the hope that there would be life, but God saw it best to let him rest. It reached a point when I was telling myself, God, let your will be done and not mine. And so on 1st of April, Mzee alilala. And I want to thank God for his life. Now, I want to appreciate several people who stood with me during those 5 months. There were people who stood with me. Number one is my church, the church members. When I was at Christa Marian with Mzee, these wonderful people of God, every day there were people who were coming to visit us. There were people who were bringing us food. There were people who came to pray with us. There were people who were concerned about the health of Mzee. And these are these great people, the church. Thank you so much for standing with me. You have made me be strong, and I'll continue to be strong in Jesus' name. I want to appreciate also his best friend. When I knew him, when I knew my husband, I found his best friend, Otieno Wambogo. And this man has stood with me. He has stood with his family through thick and thin. He would send me money, tell me, Nyasakwa, use that even to buy food. Use that to buy medicine. This man has stood with us. I appreciate what he has done. This is a true friend, a true family friend. May God bless you. I want to appreciate my shemeji also, Dr. Jory Oded. That is a great man also. I think this family, the Mugas, have given back to great people because they were also great. I knew Rispa, your mother, when I was newly married, and I would visit her, and she would call me, my daughter, come. I have known the Odede family for a long time. We have been a family. anything that happens, we are always together. Even where my husband was not able to reach, I would go and be with them. In times of sorrow, I would be with them. Thank you, Daktari. You have stood with me. May God bless you. I want to say thank you also to the Owasu team who supported me in a big way when Mzee was sick in Kisii. They paid all the bills. Dr. Wasonga would just tell me, if there's anything that you want, just call us and we will pay from wherever we are. And they did it. WASU National Office, the various chapters. You are great people. Thank you, and may God continue to bless you and uphold you. I want to appreciate also my neighbors where I am living right now. We call ourselves Ayoro neighbors. They have been with me, they have comforted me, they have supported me financially, materially, they have prayed with me. You are also great people. Please, may God bless you. I want to thank my brother-in-law, Okumuma Kogola, who was also very close to me, and he was always concerned. How is my brother doing? And I would tell him, please, take my appreciation, my Shemeji Makogola. And his wife, who is not even here, he would ring me from wherever. She would ring me from wherever. Right now, she's not here. Kama angekuwa in Kenya, angekuwa nami side by side. Thank you. I want to appreciate also Her Excellency, the Governor of Homa Bay. I want to appreciate the Deputy Governor, Joseph Yugi Magwanga. He has supported us. I want to appreciate the MP Kasipul, Honorable Charles Mondowere. I am his voter, though he did not know. My voting station is Kasimba, and every time I go to vote, I vote for the ODM group. Thank you so much. Please, I want to appreciate also MCA Kasipul South, the man with the popular name Mogo. Thank you so much. And I want also to appreciate WASU elders. They have been very close to us. I'm seeing Dr. Abok there with the group, Dr. Mberia, and the rest of the group. Thank you so much. I cherish you. I love you. I value you. May God bless you so much. And any other person that has assisted me at such a time, because we are human beings, you can forget. And not to forget, in fact, I'm not forgetting. Robert, you have done a great job. I didn't know you, but the death of my husband brought you into my life. I want to thank you, Robert. Please, thank you. Take my appreciation. If it was not for you, this occasion would not have been a success. Thank you so much for what you have done for the family. You have been like a family member to us, wanting to know what is going on at every step. I thank you. Thank you, God, for everybody. Thank you, God. Thank you.
Winnie, thank you very much, and we are still very... something?
Okay. I was forgetting to appreciate some of the very important people in our lives. These are our brothers, Philip, William, and Ben and their spouses. We really appreciate your support. When Professor was sick, you stood with us. Thank you so, so much. May God bless you. You are Sembo. Chief, we really appreciate your effort. Marco Gola, the elders, led by Mr. Mberia Akumabok and Reverend Dr. Sungu. Thank you so much. Wale sijataja